No responsible leader could ever leave the EU, says Danny Alexander. He goes on to say, no responsible leader could contemplate leaving the European Union, Chief Treasury Secretary Danny Alexander has said, days after George Osborne threatened an exit from Euro. I just think that any responsible British politician should not be contemplating British exit from the EU given how serious the consequences should be, he said. Of course, there are difficulties on Europe in different political parties, he told Sky News' Moynihan programme, but in the end, it's our national interest in terms of our economy and jobs and society that has to come first in any approach. Just who the hell is Danny Alexander? What has he done to make him such a great political mind? Well, he's worked as a press officer for the Scottish Liberal Democrats. He was Director of Communication at the European movement, which evolved into the Britain in Europe campaign. He's also been a junior spokesman for work and pensions. He's had some responsibility for disability issues. He's been a member of the Scottish Select Committee. He was the Shadow Secretary of State for Social Exclusion. Then he became the Liberal Democrat Shadow of State and Work and Pensions until 2008, when he became Chief of Staff under the amoeba, the political non-entity that has turned into Nick Clegg. So, as for political experience, it's not a lot really, is it? Have you ever seen Danny Alexander give a speech? Have a look at this.
So it is all the more disappointing that there are a minority of unions who seem hell-bent on premature strike action before these discussions are even complete. To justify strike action, they are misrepresenting the government's position and feeding scare stories. I say to the members of those unions, a strike now might be in the union boss's interest, but it is not in yours. Don't let them sacrifice your pension with their political platform.
They may as well just give the audience a handout. His delivery is so poor. He is told what to do, when to do it, and he's told what to say. This is why they picked him for the position of Chief Secretary to the Treasury. They wanted an inexperienced yes man, and they had to give it to a Liberal Democrat to even up the numbers in the coalition. This boy is a fool. I am sick to death already of the same politicians and business leaders that spewed about the sky falling if we didn't join the Euro in 1997, saying the same thing about us thinking about coming out of the EU. Don't they want a free trade agreement with the EU? They say again that the sky will fall and that we'll lose up to 1 billion jobs over here in the UK if we even think about coming out the EU. Senior politicians such as Michael Heseltine are also criticising Cameron over his position on Europe. Can't they see that the average Joe on the street doesn't want to be governed by unelected bureaucrats stroke dictators in Brussels that we can't hold to account, we can't vote for or against? 83% of our laws are now dictated to us by Brussels. We have no say in the matter. We now pay over £50 million a day to the EU. How about us coming out the EU and spending $50 million a day on the people in the UK? Now that would be a novel idea, wouldn't it? We heard today from that fat bastard Eric Pickles that the expected influx of Bulgarians and Romanians into the UK in 2014 will cause problems for the housing market. There's going to be a shortage. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You don't need to be 30 stone in weight and have 17 chins to work that one out. We're full. We need to close our borders. Red, white, black, green, purple, doesn't matter who you are. It's not about race, colour or creed. It's just the fact that we're bloody full. No more. Maybe we could afford to build more houses if instead of paying the EU dictators $50 million a day, we spent it on ourselves. Anyone with a brain can see that there's an agenda to keep us in the EU and integrate us further and further. People don't want this. Remember the words Kennedy said before the US government blew his brains out? Those that make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Heed these words, you Tory scum.